Hello, this is Tekkit from Tekkit.com, and today I'll be showing you how to make a host packaged web app. A packaged web app, unlike a hosted web app, is one that has an offline component to it, and is tightly integrated with Google Chrome. In previous tutorial, I showed you how to make a hosted web app, which is pretty rudimentary. It's simply a link to a website and nothing else. Glorified bookmark. For example, Facebook here is a hosted web app. Click on it. It's simply a link to Facebook. It's nothing too special. Also, my web app, which I'll be publishing here shortly, is also a hosted web app. Simply a link to Tekkit.com. But today I'll be showing you how to make a hosted web app. Packaged web app, in which it has an offline component. Process is very similar to make a hosted web app. Really, no coding necessary. If you want to make your own custom app, HTML coding will be required, but for the most part, if you're just trying to rip code off a website, it shouldn't be that big a deal. So let's get started. For this tutorial, what you will need is a manifest.json for a packaged web app. That's included in the description. An HTML file, you can provide one yourself. That's also included in the description. And a 128 by 128 PNG, which will also be included in the description. In particular, this one. Now, you can, if you want a different one, you can just search Google. But for the sake of just the tutorial and for you to try it, I have one for you. So let's get started. First of all, go ahead and copy the manifest.json. Wait. Before we get started with that, you need to have the appropriate tools. First of all, you need to have Google Chrome, obviously, and a text editor. Windows users, you can use Notepad. If you're looking for something a little more powerful, use Notepad++, although Notepad will do just fine. Linux users, please use gedit. Ubuntu users, you have gedit by default, so that's great. Don't need the latest version, just need gedit. No extra plugins, nothing necessary. OS X users, this is very important. TextEdit does not fit the bill for making JSON files. It automatically appends an .rtf to each ending, which makes it extremely annoying to work with. So for this tutorial's sake, please download. I would recommend downloading TextWrangler. It's a free app from the Apple App Store. Wonderful text editor, all for free. So let's go ahead and open this up. In this tutorial, I will be using OS X, but it can be replicated in just about any tutorial. Let's go ahead and open up the manifest.json. If you don't already have it copied, go ahead and copy it into a text here. Once you open it up, here's what it looks like. Name, description, version, app, launch, local path, blah, blah, blah. Main important things to worry about are name, description, local path, and 16 and 128. For the sake of this tutorial, let's go ahead and, in the description I won't be including this. Well, actually, for the sake of this tutorial, and to make things easier, go ahead and delete the 16. It's really not necessary, and it's mainly used as a favicon, and if you want to add that in later, all power to you. But for this tutorial, don't bother. As this just is a fundamental introduction to making packaged app. But go ahead and after that, go ahead and fill this out. I'm going to go ahead and fill this out. About me. About me, version 1. Also, very important part to this, to make the offline component work, you need an HTML file. Here's the name of the HTML file. It's by default it's named main.html, and I have two options: either rename your HTML file main.html or rename this what the HTML file is. Personally, I'm gonna, just for using this, rename this about.html. Go ahead and save this. I'm gonna save a copy to the desktop. Save. Okay, good. Now you can see the manifest JSON is saved here. You will also need a an icon. Technically not necessary, but a very good idea to have one. And I provided one in the description that you can download just as for the use of this tutorial, but if you go on Google and search for an icon, tell it to search for only icons of 128 by 128 pixels, then it'll search for those and it'll give you just the right size. Also in Manifest.json, you need to rename either your icon 128.png, or rename this whatever your icon's name is. Personally, my icon's name, as you can see here, is 128.png. So let's just rename this 128.png and save it. Alright, good. Now, go ahead and create a new folder if you haven't already, and put all these things in. Just name it about. Alright, now go ahead and put all these in it. Alright, there we go. Now go ahead and open up Google Chrome if you haven't already. You're at the main screen. You go ahead and go to at the top to your wrench, Tools, Extensions. Now for future purposes, you can go to Chrome //extensions. Once here, you maybe agree with all your extensions. Go ahead and click over here. Go ahead and click on Development Mode. You'll see 3 options. Go ahead and click the first option, Load Unpacked Extension, and navigate to wherever that folder that you just put all the stuff in is. My folder is on the desktop. It's about.html. Okay, select it, and boom, About Me. There we go. If you go back to your original tab, you can see the About Me. Click on it, and there is your HTML file. And all this does is just leads to the HTML file. Now this I created this from my blog. If you look on my blog, this has this, and it's really quite simple. But you know, once you get into HTML5 editing, all that stuff, it really gets to be exotic, and you can really make some cool stuff with it. I haven't had too much time to mess around with it, but this is just the basics. Really, the length, how far you can go with this is just how much HTML you know, or where you can find good HTML code. Now, if you do make a really cool app and you want to give it to your friends, you can go ahead and go here, Pack Extension, browse for the extension root directory, select OK, and it'll go ahead and create an extension for you, in which should be it'll create one right here on the desktop, about CRX. This is the extension you can just give to anybody, and it'll load into Google Chrome, and it'll be the extension. And a PEM file. You want to hold on to this in case you ever update it. Although I never did, but I've never had to use it, so I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. Be sure to check out the full text tutorial included in the description, and see you at the blog. Thank you.